808s held down like a paperweight. She just wanna come around, but I made a way. Want my money, need it now, on a paper chase. Make the bass blow out with the 808s, out with the 808s, down like a paperweight. She just wanna come around, but I made a way. Want my money, need it now, on a paper chase. Make the bass blow out with the 808s, out with the 808s, wait.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Unpopular, and I'll be sharing my thoughts with you guys today. So today I have a video, and in this video, Joe Budden, he's going to be reading a letter. This is basically a psychoanalytic letter that was written by a music producer. And so in this letter, this music producer, I'm paraphrasing, but this music producer is basically breaking down the one-hit wonders, right? You know, all of these artists that you and I may have found talented, right? They came out, they made a hit, then we wonder where they are, what happened to them, those artists. So that's what he's doing, and he's saying that it's in large part due to, again, I'm paraphrasing, but the fact that we as human beings, he's very specifically talking about the artists, but I feel like this is something that far transcends just artists. This is human beings, period. But the fact that us human beings need outside validation. You know, many of us, we need that validation, that attention, that approval from outside sources, and oftentimes that is where we cultivate this false confidence, right? And has the potential to be detrimental to your career, and I'm saying that has the potential to be detrimental to your life. So I feel like this, again, is something that we can all learn something from, and hopefully we're wise enough to implement it in our own lives, right? But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
A record producer in LA said, most musicians don't fail because they're bad. They fail because their nervous system can't survive the industry. And every artist in the room went still. He said the biggest myth in music is that success depends on exposure. No, he said, it depends on whether your body can handle being unseen longer than you expected. Most artists quit not because they're untalented, but because their brain interprets silence as danger. The industry doesn't break voices, it breaks nervous systems. They scout emotional, he said, labels don't scout talent. They scout emotional durability. This is when I say it.
This is the one where you spin. Yeah.
The ability to create when numbers drop, to write when no one cares, to perform after rejection number 47.
Or 447.
Yeah, 4,047. To stay human when algorithms treat you like a product.
Air horns.
Okay, so I stopped it here. I just want to chime in and draw a comparison to this producer's analysis and the great philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre. Okay, he's a French philosopher, and there's a play that was done, and it's called Sartre's Hell. Okay, and so the play is based off of three men that were stuck for eternity in hell. Okay, and so while they were in hell, their torture was one another's judgment, right? So there was a door where they could have left hell, but they chose not to walk out because they had gotten so engulfed and wrapped up in one another, how one another saw each other, how they saw one another, the perception that they had of one another. So they were so engulfed in that they just stayed on this hamster wheel of caring about how one saw the other. Okay, and I feel like this is something that should be applied not just to artists. This is something that should be applied to everyday life. Okay, because again, that could be detrimental. It's a mind fuckery for you to always seek outside validation, right? To measure your worth, as opposed to measure your worth off of how many likes you're getting, how much traffic your page is getting, right? How much attention someone gives to you. That creates a mental hell, because what happens when people stop paying you attention, or people stop thinking you're so great, or, you know, for whatever reason, this is what this is talking about. It breaks down your nervous system. It breaks down your confidence, right? And when you have a lack of confidence or amount of confidence, you know, that can lead to be put you in a stressful situation. And we know that stress causes disease. So it's a trickle effect of damage that's being inflicted, and most of it is self-inflicted, because again, we have to get out of this stage of caring so much about what outsiders say. But let's get back into it.
He said 90% of rising artists crumble not from hate, but from the invisible weight of being ignored.
Yeah, he left Earth right there.
Then he told the story of a singer who went viral overnight and disappeared 6 months later. Not because she lacked songs, because the dopamine crash after fame felt like grief. He is killing this.
Yeah.
Her body couldn't handle the altitude, he said. And no one teaches artists how to breathe up there. The crowd went silent.
Again, this can be applied to everyday life, right? There are so many people that look at themselves as failures, right? I'm a certain age, I should be, because society says I'm a certain age, I should be doing XYZ. I should look like XYZ, right? I should have XYZ. And so this creates a mental discomfort for the person that's trying to live up to or measure up to society standards, right? Or what society perception of success. So now you find yourself trying to measure up, and we can't not add on that the goal is always being pushed, right? It's always being moved. So that kind of puts you in the mind of you know, you can't keep up with the Joneses. You have to find a way to live for yourself and stop seeking so much outside validation, because this is a cruel world. You can be the greatest, okay? You can look the best, you can sound, you can have all your ducks in a row, and society will still be dismissive of you. Society will still say that you are not good enough, you are not worthy. So again, we can't allow ourselves to be encaged in this mental hell, right? Because we are constantly seeking to appease to or seeking validation from outside society. Now, I'm not naive, and I am human. So yes, it does feel good when people acknowledge, you know, your accomplishments. But I'm going to say this, you need to take people's judgment with a grain of salt. And when I say judgment, see, a lot of people look at judgment as being critical. I don't care if it's good or bad. Look at it with a grain of salt, because what you have to know is people, human nature, people will, you know, have a blast. They will build you up. Oh, you're the greatest, you're the best. We've seen it time and time again play out in our face, especially now with these social platforms, right? Where people will clap for you, applaud for you, cheer for you, root you on, only to stand back and wait for the perfect opportunity to tear you down, okay? So again, learn to take people's judgment, period, with a grain of salt. The good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Let's get back to it.
Like they suddenly recognized themselves. He revealed the real industry filter. Consistency under emotional pressure. Not talent, not looks, not luck. Just the ability to keep creating without collapsing into comparison, self-doubt, or the terror of being quote-unquote too late. Most artists don't lose their dreams.
Okay, I don't want to keep stopping it, but again, I'm talking to a lot of people out there where society say or have you thinking that you're too old to reach or accomplish your dreams, right? Again, society, these are society standards. This isn't reality, because we know that the older you get, the more seasoned you are, the more experienced you are, the more lessons you've learned, right? Supposed to be, right? So the Warren Buffetts, the Sam Waltons, the founder of Walmart, right? The Colonel Sanders, right? KFC, Rodney Dangerfield, and literally the list just goes on and on. I just want to encourage somebody, let them know, don't keep living for society. Don't keep trying to measure up to what society says, because Society has a lot to say, right? A lot. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it right, some of it wrong, whatever, right? It's all about your perception. But please perceive yourself as being enough. You are enough. And whatever age you are at, if it's something that you want to do, as long as you have breath in your body, you darn sure can do it, okay? Stop thinking that time that ran out. Again, simply because of what society tell us. Screw society, okay? Let's get back to it.
They lose their self-trust. He ended with a line that felt like a punch. Your biggest enemy isn't the industry. It's the version of you that believes you're running out of time. Smoking, yeah. Because that belief kills more careers than bad marketing or missed opportunities. And every musician in the room suddenly excelled. And finally named the monster under the stage.
In closing, let me just say that present day, we have allowed so many things outside of ourselves to place value on something that should be priceless, and that's our self-worth. It's like if you're not wearing the most expensive brand, then you gotta be broke, right? If you don't have a spouse, surely you lonely. If you dare think outside the box, if you dare be a maverick and have self-autonomy, you're strange. And if you ain't financially rich, then certainly you poor and unhappy. It's just a lot of misconceptions and mass deceptions that I see going around, right? But ain't nothing that I'm saying law. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I'd like to ask you guys, if you enjoyed the video, to give it a big thumbs up. You guys please get in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts are about this video. If you are a subscriber to the channel, I'd like to thank you for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, why you're not, okay? But I like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel because in my personal opinion, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed in doing so. With all of that, I will be back very shortly with more of my unpopular thoughts.